Heyo guys, it's me CazCo, and in today's video, it's gonna be pretty exciting. Here we have Eggscrutiatingly, and we'll be doing an interview or Q&A with him. So if you could, please walk up to the stage.
The stage is quite a fair distance from where I was standing.
Alright, so here he is, and yeah, we'll be asking him some questions from you guys that asked in the Discord server and the YouTube community tab on the CazCo channel. So here we go. Nolfinity says, will there be eggs, and more importantly, will those eggs be colorful?
I assume they're talking about the Easter update. Will there be eggs? I would assume so, yes. In fact, and will they be colorful? That is yet to be seen. Yeah, that is, yeah.
Alright. It's Mythic asks, what is it like making maps and skins for Bear?
It's usually pretty relaxing. Very rarely is there ever a deadline for something, which means I can just take as long as I want for certain projects, and that usually means it comes out the best as it can be. So, yeah.
Do you have any favorite Bear fan games? If so, which?
Currently my favorite at the moment would have to be Bear Kart.
Oh yeah.
First, because it's pretty good quality, I'd say, for a kart game. Like, I've seen plenty of kart games. This one definitely is up on my favorites. The second reason being that at least it tries to be its own thing, other than just like a clone of Bear that plays very identical to the original game. It uses the Bear characters, yes, but it also plays completely different to the hide and seek formula that we've seen time and time again.
I asked, did you watch the Circle series since the System Crypt map theme is the circle?
I have not, mainly because I'm pretty sure that show is like 18 plus, and I'm not allowed to watch that.
Okay. Are you proud of what you've accomplished in the Bear community?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like when I started, it was like even when I first got Sage domain in, it was still pretty monumental because at that point in time, I hadn't really done anything on Roblox that significant before, so it was a pretty good feeling. And then, like more after years and years, well, after 2 years, seeing how far I've come, it is certainly quite astonishing, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you planning to make any other Bear maps?
Well, yeah. Well, obviously, yeah. I'm gonna end up making a few more maps. Like, they'll just come in the form of like, oh, I made this small prototype. Maybe if you guys like it, I'll make it bigger. But there may or may not confirming anything, be a map lined up to go in one of the games. Not going to say which one.
Alright. That's cool. Ooh.
You guys have seen before. One of you guys have seen before. So, not going to say any more than that.
Alright.
But get excited, I'd say.
That sounds pretty cool. Alright, cool. And the reverse guy / cupcake asks, what is your favorite skin from any Bear game?
From any Bear game, that's a bit of a hard question.
Yeah.
Any Bear game, I'd say so far, it would be, I think it's sort of a tie between Constellation and Sugar Bomb, only because Constellation, it has pretty good music, has pretty relaxing music.
Yeah, it really does.
And I like the color gradient they have going on with the skin. And Sugar Bomb as well is like it is really the saturation on the colors that really makes it a tie.
Yeah. They also ask, why do you this is a good one. Why do you enjoy egg hunts?
I think it was because it's right. So when I first joined Roblox, like way back in like 2015, I forgot, like I had like 3 different accounts before I had Test Gaming 9. I forgot the first one. It was in January of 2015. And then when they announced the 2016 icon, I'm like, okay, cool. This is an event, I guess. It was my first ever event that I ever participated in, or at least one that I knew of, because there were definitely events before then. But basically, like the idea of like every single prize having its own objective, and then there'd be like 20 different ones, 20 different prizes. That was like astonishing to me because like it's hard to explain
Yeah,
in
yeah,
words
yeah.
basically. But like over time, like when like 2017, 2018, eventually 2019 and 2020, like they only got better in my perspective, and like the possibilities for the eggs being like a simple shape as they are seem
Yeah.
basically limitless in my opinion. And the things that and the storylines of the characters and the worlds that they make just from the idea of the egg hunts, it is simply amazing, and that's why is partially why I like him so much.
Yeah, I honestly really agree. TMG Boom asks, do you have any future projects not related to Bear?
Um, well, that is a tricky question because there was a few ideas I wanted to see if I could do, but they'd be pretty lengthy, and I probably would need to take a lot of time away from Bear in order to do that. And I like Bear too much
Yeah,
to actually go through with that at the moment. So
yeah.
yeah, I do have a few ideas for games, but nothing that I'd probably would. I'd probably make like a few demos for it, maybe,
Hmm.
but nothing like super big at the moment, at least.
Yeah. What was your reaction when you became a contributor and highly epic contributor in Bear?
My first reaction to getting contributor was sort of like a shared one with Sewage Domain,
Hmm.
because at the time, right, not a lot of people had the role, and those who did were like seen as like pretty much. I don't want to like stretch it, but I feel like, but so like when it comes like sorry, at the time, it seemed like such a big deal to get contributor because
Hmm.
like it was seen as like the people who were that contributor were like super skilled at building and knew what they were doing and were like highly looked up to.
Yeah.
And then when I got highly epic contributor after SOS got in, even fewer people had that. So that pretty much added on top of that,
Hmm.
which I mean, still, there was only like one, and it's a pretty hard role to get from my perspective, from what it seems, because ever
Yeah.
since SOS, only one other person has actually managed to get the role, and it's been like a few years since then. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Origins of your username, Test Gaming and Eggscruciatingly.
right. I get this question a lot outside of calls, but here, like, let me explain the full history. So, I don't remember the name of my first ever account, but the second one I had in 2016-ish, after when the egg hunt was going on. Um, I had an account. I was playing a lot of Terraria at the time, like on an Xbox. So, and there was one boss in particular that I like really seemed to like grow an attachment to at the time,
Hmm.
which was Skeletron Prime, which was the big metal skeleton guy with four arms.
Yeah.
And basically, I just named my profile after Skeletron Prime, being the account being Metal Prime, and then just 12 after that, Metal Prime 12. 12, I assume, because that's just how I assume that's how old I was at the time, but I don't actually remember why I put the 12 in. After I lost that, after I lost that account, I decided that I'd make another one. And I needed to be a bit more smart with how I made the name because I wanted to be a bit more involved in Roblox for that at that time period. So I figured, hey, why not name my username something after what I'm going to be doing on the platform? And I thought if I named myself Test Gaming, I'd be able to play test games more often, which obviously didn't happen. The account did not last longer than 2 months.
Wow.
So after I lost the password to the second account, I made a third account with a very similar name to Test Gaming, being Test Gaming 9, which
Hmm.
most people know about. And after there, I figured I'd modernize, not really modernize it, but sort of like update the username so that it's a bit more cleaner because it was just Test Gaming 9 all lowercase. So I
Yeah.
changed it to Test Gaming 909 to similar, which is a similar name, but it has a like sort of a cleaner look to it. And then after that, and then fast forward to Egg Hunt 2021 or Metaverse Champions,
Hmm.
which which the lack of an egg hunt of that year, including the fact, combined with the fact that there wasn't an Easter event in there when there was obviously one scheduled, sort of had a detrimental effect on my mental health at the time. and and part of the After Effects was sort of just renaming my character Eggscrutiatingly, because it was excruciatingly painful that both Easter events were canceled.
Yeah. Ezkin Cat, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Sorry if I didn't. What is the true vector form? Oh.
Ooh, that is a good question.
What inspired you to make vector validation slash brain space?
Well, it was sort of like almost like a celebration in a sense, where I had like a bunch of unused map assets and stuff, but that I wanted to put to good use. So, and given how there weren't really that many updates at the time of its release, I figured it could be like a good in-between thing between updates for Bear. And she'd even like the idea as well. So I sort of just did that between the Backrooms update and Christmas of that year.
Nice.
Vector validation wasn't actually going to be its original name. It was going to be like something completely different.
Oh, wow.
And the reward for it was actually going to be Veggie Bear, but she did not like this game. To be blunt about it. But so I just sort of swapped it to one of the many versions of Vector that looked semi-okay.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, yeah, sure, this looks cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we just sort of stuck with that.
Nice. Will Extravaganza get added?
Are we talking about the map, the Extravaganza?
I think so. I think.
Actually, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say what the status of that map at the moment.
Okay.
I'll just say no comment for now.
All right.
And leave it at that.
So, the new museum showcase is great, I think, lol. It is very nostalgic, especially the museum for me. The main question about this is, are there plans to fill every archive slash museum slash collection with skins, or they will be empty forever? Oh, I think
what it might do is for all the versions of the archive, I might re-add the skins for those.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how many parts there were in the skins for the museum and the collection, I'm going to leave the skins out of those.
Yeah.
So archive ones might come back, namely the one with the Easter one and the 31st one. But any versions of it beyond that might not.
2D Baby 01 asks, what is your favorite map that you've made? Oh, that's a good one.
Currently, at the moment, there doesn't need to be one that has gotten in game. It can just be any one.
Yeah.
So far, I think my favorite in terms of like ones I've made would have to be Scuttle at the moment. Not because it's like super small or like, the colors are super saturated, but because like all the like the small decorations in it are models that I'm really proud of and would like to use in future projects. The second rendition of System Crypt is at a very close second, though.
Yeah. When did you first find out about Bear Alpha?
It was, I believe, just after, not just after, but like sometime after Egg Hunt 2019 finished up. I first saw the game, right? And my brother first told me about it. And and I was like, oh, this game looks like literally just murder mystery. What am I gonna like about this? So I ordered the game, and I see that it's like, sort of like, it is somewhat like murder mystery. Survives the game and all the versions of that. But because it used like a 2D character in a 3D space, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Plus, it was like really, really easy to rack up coins and buy everything.
Yeah.
So the dopamine that I got from that sort of just kept me around probably longer than it should have. Like, I hadn't joined the Discord server for Bear until like well after Halloween wrapped up. So yeah, just sort of casual player until after Halloween.
Which do you like better, Bear Alpha or Bear Star? Oh.
Currently, I want to say Bear Star, only not because it's like super fancy or has better graphics, because it certainly has a few things that could use fixing,
Mm-hmm.
but because it has a bit more effort put into it, like a lot more effort put into the game than Bear Alpha does. Not to say Bear Alpha isn't bad, because there are a number of things that I like in Bear Alpha better than that Bear does,
Yeah.
frankly. But overall, I'd say Bear Star is a lot better.
Yeah. Let's see. Sampire underscore bear underscore fan asks, okay, wait, okay, this is about the Easter event. There will be a boss, and if you do, you will be Vector. Or another question, will there be Egg Hunt or Bear Star? What?
I don't quite understand that, other than the Vector boss fight bit,
Yeah.
which at the moment there is no plan to make a Vector boss fight, at least not yet. And that isn't me trying to hide the truth or anything. There genuinely is no plan to make a Vector boss fight, at least
Okay.
not to my knowledge. So, as for the Easter event, still unsure if I can say anything about that, to be honest. But
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I think I said it wrong. I think I said Egg Hunt or Bear Star. It says Egg Hunt on Bear Star.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I still can't say anything about that.
Okay. That is all the questions, but I'll ask one question.
Alright.
Do you have any recommendations of becoming a bear contributor, or like getting like up there, if you know what I mean? Just...
Well, there are a lot of things I see people do that, well, not that so my recommendations, if you're trying to reach like a bear contributor rank, is to just practice with like the building skills and stuff. Because the way I got there was just like constantly testing to see what worked, using what did, putting aside what didn't, and eventually something got in, being sewage domain.
Yeah.
But I think Grusso gave me a couple pointers a while back that also helped. Try to like build stuff that's relevant-ish, and if possible, if you don't have to, but it is certainly a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And of course, follow the submission guidelines. It's always a good key point.
Yeah.
And I would say try to make your submission known, but that's quite a lot of submissions in a day, and I'm sure everyone trying to do that at once would cause quite a bit of chaos.
Mm-hmm. That is all the questions. So I would just like to say thank you so much for being in this interview and Q&A and answering all these questions from fans. You are definitely my favorite bear contributor. Most of everyone knows that. So thank you, though. It's been an honor, and yeah.
No problem.
Everyone, make sure to go check out his channel, linked in the description below, or at the end credits. Wait, end credits? I messed that up big time. At the end cards. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. See ya. Bye.
Bye.